Fight Fighters is the 10th episode of Gravity Falls. In it, Dipper accidentally gets in a fight with Robbie, so he gets a video game character to come to life to fight for him. Shenanigans ensue. The arcade in this episode was actually hinted to in last episode, thanks to Blendon. This arcade has a little, pyramid person. Whatever. Probably not important. Nerd Punch is kind of like Punch-Out. Frog Time is like Frogger. Ghost Maze is like Miss Pac-Man. Miss because of the bow. Hoedown Hero is kind of like Dance Dance Revolution, but also the name kind of reminds me of Hogan's Heroes. Nort, the game, based on the movie, based on the game, is clearly just Tron spelled backwards. Ironically, Tron is also a Disney product, but instead of light cycles, they have light segways, because the 2000s and early 2010s really love segways for some reason. And of course, Fight Fighter is an obvious parody of Street Fighter 2. Rumble McSkirmish is basically just Ryu and Ken from Street Fighter 2. Dr. Karate is M. Bison, but with guile hair. There's bad English translations. Even the select screen is straight up just Street Fighter 2. The other fighters are Beastor from Brazil, who is basically just Red Blanca, who is also from Brazil. Jozambique from Zambia. Sarbarian from Russia, spelled with a C and a Z instead of a T and an S. A play on Siberian, and is just straight up Dolph Lundgren's character from Rocky IV, Ivan Drago. Admiral Big Calves from the UK. And fighters that weren't in the episode, but we could see on the sprite sheet. Sajestica from China, who's just literally palette swap Chun-Li. And N. Buffalo from North Korea. Despite Dr. Karate being the M. Bison parody, maybe this is a reference to how M. Bison got his name swapped and somehow that became the standard. Rumble comes alive and his idol animation is that of Ryu from Street Fighter. The pixel art in this episode is awesome and it's done by Paul Robertson. Rumble smashes a car, which is a thing from Street Fighter, and it appears to be at the lake from Legends of the I Can't Pronounce the second episode's name without it being funny. Rumble also does the rapid hand thing that E. Honda does in Street Fighter. Rumble picks up a pipe and goes forward, much like Streets of Rage. He tosses barrels at Robbie, much like Donkey Kong. There's an announcer that says, "Finish him," much like Mortal Kombat. In the commentary of the episode, Alex Hirsch tells Jason Ritter that Rumble's finisher, having a super over-the-top name, is a play on how him and his friends made fun of Power Rangers having fun and ridiculous titles, and this was back before they had Super Megaforce. And credits is Zeus dreaming about a video game about Gravity Falls. The character select screen and it being a dream is a reference to Super Mario Bros. 2. Some non-video game references: Mabel outfit check. She has a white sweater with a green 4-leaf clover on it. And then we see her change into a Scout's Honor sweater that has crosses doesn't count on the back. And I like the detail of her skirt and hairband changes colors when she takes off the first one. There's a muffin/explosion on the back of the water tower. This calls back to the inconvenience scene where we know Robbie did it, but there's also another reference to the inconvenience scene that it took me an embarrassing long time to realize.
You know, studies show that keeping a ladder inside the house is more dangerous than a loaded gun. That's why I own 10 guns, in case some maniac tries to sneak in a ladder.
A secret ladder to the roof?
This is the first reference to Zeus's cousin Reggie, which we'll see again later. Zeus has a flip phone, but Robbie has what looks like an old iPhone, which kind of accidentally puts another date on the show. Mabel has a jar of some green liquid with a troll doll and some dice in it. Why You Acting So Cray-Cray is a big meme in the franchise. Our secret code is, "Sorry Dipper, but your Wendy is in another castle," which is a reference to Mario. This is a good episode, but I'm not super crazy about it. I really like the video game references, and it does show, especially in the commentary of Alex Hirsch talking about it, that he really does like old video games. But I don't know, we already just had a Dipper Wants Wendy story, and it just feels a little repetitive that we had one right after. And much like Dipper vs. Manliness, Mabel and Stan's story is just kind of there. I don't know, maybe it's just me, but I'll give this episode a 6.5.
Just bonk him over the head. It's nature's snooze button.
Boys, why can't you learn to hate each other in secret? Like girls do.